Happy 4th of July and stand up New York Mets fans, for as little as that's going to mean much. First pitch is in 11 minutes, but we just got the All-Star announcements. For those wondering, only one Met made the cut, and it was, of course, Juan Soto. Everyone else, mediocre at best and dick-sucking at worst. And I put emphasis on dick-sucking. The starting lineups are, for the AL, Shea Langoliers, Yordan Aviles, Vladimir Guerrero, Ernie Clement, Junior Caminero, Bobby Witt Jr., Mike Trout, Byron Buxton, and Aaron Judge. For the National Leagues, it's Drake Baldwin, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Ozzie Albies, Max Muncy, C.J. Abrams, Brandon Marsh, which I find kind of a shock that it's neither Schwarber or Harper in the starting outfield for the NL. Juan Soto and Andy Pages. I'm going to say, and speak of the devil, look who's joined the Fox team outside of Independence Hall. It's that pain in the neck, the fucking Philly fanatic. I'm going to be blunt, folks. This is going to be a hard game for me to call, mostly due to the heat wave that is spreading throughout from the Midwest to the north to the Atlantic coast. I freaking hate the fanatic. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know he's the most popular mascot in baseball, if not one of the most popular ones. But he can be a jerk at times, a douche at times. Anyway, tonight's lineup for the New York Mets, it's Lindor leading off, Soto batting second, Bichette batting third, Vientos in the cleanup spot. I thought it was going to be, I guess they're giving Jared Young the night off tonight. Eric Wagaman at DH, Francisco Alvarez behind the plate, Carson Benjamin right, AJ Ewing getting the night off, so Tyrone Taylor will hit center, will play center, and Brett Beatty at second. Atlanta has Dubon in left, Drake Baldwin DHing. It's going to be, who's this Bart kid behind the plate tonight? Joey Bart behind the plate instead. Ozzie Albies bats third, Matt Olson playing first, Austin Riley it's third, Michael Harris the second in center, Eli White in right, Joey Bart behind the plate, and Jorge Mateo playing short, or Chris Sale takes the mound for Atlanta, Sean Manaea for New York. Mets enter this game, let's see, 15, there's 17, 16 in the gutter, 16 back of Atlanta for the division, and about 12 back in the wild card hunt. Again, I blame this on the excessive narcissism, political people of David Stearns, the political people pleasing of both him and Cohen, and the incompetence of Carlos Mendoza that has now bled in the interim general manager, Andy Green. Though the defense has been playing better under Green than it ever did under Mendoza, who was just a halfway who was a dumbass, overly compulsive gambling piece of crap who should have been removed after last year's collapse. But no, Stearns needed a fucking shield, and now the shield's gone. But I am frustrated by Cohen choosing that instead to own up his mistake and instead of owning up to his mistake and strip Stearns of the position of GM, he's doubling down on keeping that dimwitted cunt in that spot to abuse his position and get an even bigger dimwit when the season's over to be the head honcho in the dugout. And yes, I do view David Stearns as a Homelander level S-ranked narcissistic cunt. Because that's what he is. Let me just see if I get the Mets versus Braves this week. Let's check the map for tonight. I'm in the blue range. Good. So basically, everyone from Western Massachusetts down to Florida and as far west as the easternmost portions of Texas and Oklahoma are going to get Braves and Mets, while everyone else across the country is getting Cardinals Cubs as soon as the rain delay wraps up. Screw you, Barry. Screw you. Despite the fact so has the best on base percentage, second best slugging percentage, and best OPS on the season, you have to take in the contents of how toxic the ecosystem in the Met locker room has gotten in recent months. I mean, David Stearns is one of the biggest baseball terrorists in baseball. He is a scumbag little cunt who needs to be ousted, and the sooner he's ousted, the better. Then we get someone who's not a cost-cutting skinflint piece of shit. Because that's what he is. At the time frame for tomorrow's game to 12:35, 12:30, save the changes. I mean, if you fans were in my shoes, you would want his ass out too. You would want that deadbeat cunt out. You would want to go Billy Butcher on his Homelander ass. And I'm referring to TV Butcher, not comic Butcher, because in the comics, Butcher never really got his revenge on Homelander, and throw in the fact that his vengeance was misdirected because it was actually, spoilers for the boys comics, it was Noir who had done the crime that of which Butcher in the show wants revenge on Homelander for, the violation of his wife Becca. It was Noir that did it in the comics because he was basically a clone of Homelander who had gone mad, who served as Vought's failsafe. Basically, in case Homelander ever went off script, Noir, who was a stronger clone of Homelander, would basically be given the green light to kill him. But because Homie did his job too well as a soup and played the golden good boy too well, Noir went nuts, so he had to set up shit to where and commit crimes posing as Homelander to make Homelander go mad so he could do what he needed to do to get rid of him. I do love those red, white, and blue back numberings on the back of the jerseys and the caps this year to celebrate America's 250. I mean, the one thing that has saved Atlanta this year was the thing they have lacked the last 2 years is why they're on top of the mountain: health. Andy Green, Senior Vice President for Player Development, and took over for Carlos Mendoza since June 26th after Mendoza continued to fuck over games. And the game against the Cubs, where they committed 6 errors and a 10-5 loss, was basically the last straw for Steve Cohen. That was the signal to Cohen that this team does not want to play for this numbskull any longer, and they want him gone. He went back over Stearns' head and basically told him, "Go, Stearns, go fuck yourself." And Walt Weiss in the dugout in his first year as Braves manager. He's part of the 99 2000 teams as a shortstop. Replacing the retired Brian Snitker. And up first for the Mets and leading off for the Mets, the cunt who caused all this. And I've gone off the record, and anyone who knows me knows I've gone on record saying why most of the Met collapses as much Lindor's fault as it is Stearns. Watch the shit I've done with that Brooklyn guy, Vinny Bracco, and you'll understand why I want Lindor out sooner rather than later. Or because he's an Ahab to his wife's fucking Jezebel. And I'll leave it at that. 5 Braves going to the Philly. As I mentioned, it's going to be Olsen, Albies, Baldwin, Sale, and Iglesias. Sale has fully recovered from back spasms that kept him out in the postseason in 24 and kept him out basically all of last year. 40-40-20, fastball, slider, and then change and sinker at 12 and 8 respectively. That's what you're going to expect from someone like Sale. He won the 2024 Triple Crown, 2024 NL Cy Young, Comeback of the Year, Golden Glove, 10-time All-Star, and was a 2018 champion with the Red Sox. Of course, the 2024 year he had, you can add an asterisk next to, as he sat out the postseason with back spasms, and that ultimately cost Atlanta the series with San Diego. Well, their lack of health as a whole in 24 cost them the series with the wild card round with San Diego. Let's play ball. Against the Mets in 5 career starts, he's 2-0. First pitch. And he takes a fastball over the middle, strike 1. Lindor has been out a good chunk of the year, and he's having one of his worst seasons due to a knee injury. 4 homers, 9 RBIs, 215 batting average. That and basically playing pussyfoot for his wife. 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Chopper to Albies, throw to first, got him, 1 down. Can I at least get one road team to win one of these fuckers this year? I've called at least 5 games so far, and all of them have been a home win. And that includes one for the Mets against the Yankees. Having said that, here's Juan Soto. Strike one, another heater over the middle. This one a little higher than the first pitch to Lindor. In the dirt, 1-1. Ripped base hit in the left field for Soto. And he'll stop it first with a single. First pitch to Bichette. And it's low, 1-0. Ground ball, rip. And it's a 3-6 double play to end the inning. So Sale gets out there with little wear on his arm. You bunch of dumbasses. Stack the fucking count. And when I do up next, and Manaea is going to get fucking pummeled. I just know it. I just know Manaea is going to get his fucking ass pummeled. Pummeled, plowed, and battered. It's a 3-4 double play. Excuse me. Eight fucking pitches is all it took for Sale to get out of that inning. Again, how do you deal with this situation when your team is run by a bunch of narcissistic, political pandering cunts? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, other than do a full purge of the front office, other than do a complete and utter Order 66 style purging of the front office, minus the bloodshed. Minus the bloodshed. And ensure he doesn't get. He knows what names to chase and knows not to shortchange the core players. And will build a core that is respectable instead of a fucking joke like Stearns just did this year. Oh, and also find a GM who is not politically motivated and will not bend the knee to small minority group, small outlandish minority groups. I mean, like in the 3 to 4 percentile. Not ones based on skin tone. Manaea, his first pitch, up and away, ball 1 to Mauricio Dubon. That's fouled off. 1-1. The problem with Manaea is that instead of being shut down to go under the knife to get those loose bodies out of his elbow, he's been the Mets have continued to double down on both him and Senga the latter of which now is being forced to come out of the bullpen and on a lumbar infection. And soon those drugs that they pumped Senga with to numb the pain of the infection are going to wear off. 2-2. And they should have shut him down and put him under the knife. Caution over recklessness in that case. 2-2. That's popped up. And that's going over the netting and into the seats. We'll do it again. And this is the problem with the Met pitching. It's become too fucking predictable. That's fouled down the first baseline. We'll do it again. That one's chopped. Bay will scoop it up. 1 down. Here comes Ozzie. And here comes the Wizard of Oz. Olsen was the hero last night's ball game where he got 2 homers and 3 RBIs. Eyes out. And 3 of the 5 runs Atlanta ended up getting in that game. First pitch to Ozzie. Driven to left. And Soto catches it on the track. 2 down. Oh, wait, that wasn't Ozzie. That was White, wasn't it? No, that was Baldwin. Excuse me. Here's Ozzie. Olsen waits on deck. And Riley's in the foxhole. First pitch, strike 1. 1 over the middle with a sinker. Ozzie on the 4th of July, 9 for 22, 3 homers, 6 ribbies, and a 1.6364 OPS. 1-1, low and away. So yeah, Ozzie is a boon to have in your roster on the 4th of July, in your lineup on the 4th of July. 1-1 pitch. This one is heading toward the line. Fair ball. Soto bobbles it. And Albies is going to jog in the second with a 2-out double. Or they're going to give him a single and a fielding and an E7 on Soto. Let's see what they give him. Double. Soto should have come in a lot closer to that ball as soon. That should have been an E7 since it came off Soto's hands on the bounce. But whatever. Here's Olsen. That's fouled off down the first baseline. 0-1, and I'm going to take a pass. Pardon my mouth, but I need to use the can. 22 homers, 54 RBIs. And the damn signal fades out again. 0-2. I mean, this heat wave has been plaguing me. Been plaguing TV receptions across the country, folks. Sounds like Olsen's fighting off the pitches. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him. And Manaea gets the strikeout. So each team gets a hit in the first inning, but they don't get anything else. And Atlanta gets a runner to scoring position. One inning complete, and we're scoreless. It'll be Vientos, Wagaman, and Alvarez due up for the Mets. Personally, I'd say get rid of Vientos at the deadline if I'm the Mets. He has severely fallen off the cliff from the quality player he was in 2024. Completely fallen off the cliff. I mean, Beatty at least has a decent glove, so keep him around for at least one more year. The problem with Beatty was you were constantly patrolling him around the outfield and infield this whole year. He didn't know where to go. Oh, especially when you basically brought Bo Bichette in to steal his spot. And with Vientos showing he is no P. Alonso, this is another mark. I mean, this is another weight to the dunce cap on the head of David Stearns, because that's what he is, a fucking cuntish dunce. I mean, dunce hat wearing cunt. And for those wondering why I shaved off my mustache that I had for the last few streams, and we're especially when Vientos has lost all semblance of plate discipline, swing and a miss, strike one, just catching the outside corner. Popped up, foul, and down the right field line, but it's going to hook into the seats. 0-2. And then you have Jorge Polanco, a dumbass who's never even played first base until this year. This shows how incompetent David Stearns is. And self-indulgent he was. Self-inflicted wounds by a self-indulgent, narcissistic hack of a GM. Upstairs, 1-2. Yes, I will continue to bash David Stearns until his ass is out of that office. And sooner rather than later. I don't care if Cohen said he's going to ride this out until 2028. That is one of the dumbest things to say. It's acceptance over necessity to get necessity of acceptance of the status quo over a necessity of change. Strike three. And you know what's worse? Stearns feels no remorse for dismantling the core. Strike one. On the Wagaman. Strike one. Strike two is Wagaman chases. I mean, if the Mets get the top pick in the draft this year, I'm cool with it. I mean, by all accounts, the Mets aren't really known to tank all that frequently. This is one year where they're going to have to. 1-2. Get the best pick you can in the draft come August, and then strangle Stearns with it. Ball two, I would challenge that. They're not going to. Tank-a-thon. Lyman takes low, full count. Okay, the Mets would have the number 4 pick in the MLB draft for 27. That's going to be in about for 26. Wagman pops this one up, and it's going to go into the seam. Oh, in the 7th pick, the 26th draft. That's a little bit. Okay. Ball 4. This level 2. Alvarez take on 1. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss at the changeup. 1-1. Last 13 games, the Mets have lost 11 of those. There's been shit on offense, shit with runners in scoring position. Pitching's been shit. 1-1 pitch. Last in plate discipline is that one goes down the right field line, but it's going to hook foul. Well, 1-2. Because you had a brain dead twit in the dugout in Mendoza. Because of how much of a cowardly little cunt he was. That one's fouled off. We'll do it again. I'm not looking at the politics in the locker room, you dumbasses. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball. Albies to second for 1. Over the first. Got him. Another double play to end the inning. This time the conventional 4-6-3 gets the Braves out of that inning. And Sale has still faced the minimum through an inning and a half. My mic was off. Well, on the bright side, nobody had to hear me go off like that. But to verify what I was saying, this team is killing a generation. It's killing baseball, and it's killing me. Someone kill me now. When this season's over, we do a complete coaching purge. We get Stearns out of the front office and get Stearns out of the GM's position, regardless of what Cohen says. We have to pressure Steve Cohen to basically tell Stearns, you're stripped of your position as GM. We are getting someone new. And I mean pressure him on Twitter. Blast him with angry tweets. Tell him, you're stupid to keep Stearns for the remaining 3 years. Years of that contract. And the remaining 2 years of that contract after this one. Because we don't want to suffer another 2 years of a skin-flinting, narcissistic, penny-pinching, hypocritical, egocentric cunt. Because Stearns is a damn criminal. First pitch to Lindor, strike one. Second time to the order for Sale. Lindor lines one, base hit in the left field. Scooped up, and Lindor will hit the brakes with a leadoff single. Which could be for his last time, referring to Trout, and it's kind of sad. I mean, he's been plagued with injuries the last handful of years. I mean, not that it matters. I think the Angels have wasted his years. He's wasted away in Anaheim, to be perfectly honest. Soto up next. First pitch is low, ball one. Strike one. And I basically cursed out Stearns while the mic was muted. Did I say I want him dead? No. Cursed up a storm on him? Yes. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing, big cut, and he missed it. 1-2. Actually tipped it into the glove. Wasn't expecting the four-seamer. Swung under it. 2-2. Two pitch is grounded off the glove of Albies, and everyone moves up a base. That's going to be an E4. Off the top of the glove. That one was off the top of Ozzy's glove. I thought he had gotten it. Like a bad hop. That's an E4. So does on with an E4. So that is going to drop the batting average. And here's Bo Bichette. Ball one in on the legs. Mets have not done well with runners in scoring position, as I mentioned. Well below the Mendoza line their last 13. 130 some odd. Last night was only their third successful hit with runners in scoring position in the 5-3 loss. Ripped down the right field line, but it's going to hook foul. Big cut and miss, 0-2. Chase the sweeper, chase the slider low and away. This team needs to pay the price for its lack of discipline at the plate. And feel the fuel, fury, and naked energies of the dark side of the force. And regardless, 1-2 pitch. That's hit to left to center. Harris is going to catch it, and everyone's going to stay at where they are. Hung up and caught the end of the bat on that one. I think what's killed Vientos is the fact that, one, he's been forced to platoon between first base and designated hitter. And two, Mendoza experimenting with bench and constantly bouncing Beatty around when Bichette came in. And Vientos pops this fucker up on the first pitch he sees. If this is trade deadline for prospects, at this point, Vientos is turning himself into trade fodder for whatever low-level prospects they can scrounge up. The Mets are about to waste an opportunity to get back in this game. Wagaman up next. He struck out on his first at bat. He walked his first at bat. A walk that was erased on a double play by Alvarez. First pitch. On one. Swing and a miss, 0-2. More often than not. 0-2 is low, 1-2. One through two, scooped up by Olsen. He'll step on the bag himself, inning over. And the Mets waste a golden opportunity to get on the board. One hit, one error, two stranded. 3.5 complete, 5-0 Atlanta. Yeah, Green's just as bad, if not worse, than Mendoza at this point. I mean, I know 8 games, small sample size, but my point stands. Green knows he's playing with no lifeline. When this season's over, he's going back to SVP duties. But as I was saying, we need to get real angry with Cohen. We need to bombard his X account, call him out for the stupid decision to double down on keeping Stearns in the GM position, which he's proven this year above all else, how stupid he is. I mean, the closest equivalence, you got to go back to about 12, 13 years ago when James Dolan stupidly hired Phil Jackson to be executive of president of basketball operations for the New York Knicks. We all know how bad that was, and I did a video on how Jackson was even that it took half the time. It took Jackson half the time to destroy the Knicks that it took Isaiah Thomas. The difference being was approach. Jackson did 2 things with that team: jack and shit, other than trying to force the triangle off. Make all of his bonehead decisions through the triangle offense. He didn't scout. He didn't do board meetings. He didn't do road trips. He was too fucking lazy to do anything. It's Mateo, Dubon, and Baldwin due up for the Braves. And the sooner that that Cohen gets his head out of his ass, the better. Strike 1. One. Ground ball to Lindor. He'll scoop it up, throw to first, 1 down. It was 41 years ago, the Rick Camp game. The Mets defeating the Braves in a 6-hour, 10-minute game with 2 rain delays that ended at almost 4 in the morning on July the 5th. The Mets won that game 16-13 at Old Fulton County before they blew it up and tore it down for the tag. Two and 0. Two one. Two and 2. Foul ball. That one's down the left field line. Gone. Get this piece of shit off the fucking mound, Green. Please get this cunt off the mound. This should have been McLean's start tonight, not this hacks. Who, again, I am so frustrated that instead of just doing the right thing, shutting himself down for the year, and taking time off, going under the knife, getting surgery to get those loose elements out of his pitching elbow, this bozo doubled down on wanting to pitch this year. 2-1. Every time you double down on a bad decision, it tends to fuck you over. And that's what's been this year for the Mets, doubling down on bonehead decisions that fuck them over time and time again. Scoop by Beatty, 2 down. Hell, I haven't even asked God for Met wins this year. At all. Why? Because I knew this team was going to be shit. In a bad way. I just want, at this point, the fan base to reach their fucking boiling point like Vinny and I have called Cohen out on his stupid decision to double down on Stearns, and then when you have enough outrage, you basically force Cohen to cow to the fan base and get rid of this son of a bitch when the season's over. Albies pops it up, shallow right, bench under it, inning over, another run scores for Atlanta, 6-0 through 4 in favor of the Braves. Is that so wrong for me to desire that? Is it? Is it? I don't think it is. I just fly to New York right now. Put a hidden blade right through Stearns' heart. If I could. Because I'm ready to murder somebody. I just am.
He's a machine. This is why I'm a Walmart Plus member. Groceries delivered for you today. Planning to move? Choose Pods, the most important container moving company. Pods brings the container to you. And we'll take it to your new home or store it at a secure pod storage center. And you don't have to do the driving. Trust Pods with your next move. Look at pods.com.
Fouled off to the backstop by Alvarez on 1. Boo! Fuck you in the pun, Kenny. We need a hitting coach who is not the son of a former Braves manager. We need a hitting coach who will drill into these guys, the concept of plate discipline. We need an old school disciplinarian manager again. Strike 3 as Alvarez goes through everything like a dumb fuck. He swings through everything like a dumb piece of shit. Dave Regay throws the first no-hitter by the Yankees since the '56 World Series. Nolan Ryan records his 33,000th strikeout. Mantle mashes his 300th career homer. Lou Gehrig retires with his luckiest man on the face of the earth speech in 39. Strike 1, 2, Benj. I don't understand why they're not challenging the first pitch. That should have been ball 2. This should have been ball. It should be a 2-0 count, not a 1 count, not a 1-1 count. Strike 2. Two and two as that one goes high. That was chopped off the plate, foul. So we'll do it again. Why the fuck sit Ewing tonight? He's not going to do well against Southpaws unless you give him experience against them. Hate analytics. 2-2 pitch. Bench bloops one. Well, it's chopped off the ground. Sale will scoop it up. We'll get it on the hop, throw it to first, inning 2 away. Let's go back to July 4th, 1939. Lou Gehrig's speech months after his retirement. As we all know, a few years later, he died from the disease that would take his life, ALS, later named after him, Lou Gehrig's disease. First pitch to Tyrone Taylor, outside ball 1 with the slider. Maddie and Mike are busy with their families, so I can't bug them. Going with the fastball, foul to the backstop. Tomorrow at 3, it's Brazil against Norway in the round of 16 of the World Cup. Let's see if Brazil can get back to the land of milk and honey. That is the final 8, the quarterfinals. 1-2 is fouled off. Then again, New York City is desecrating itself. I mean, not so much with the parade for the Knicks NBA title. I mean the marriage ceremony canceling the 4th of July festivities. It's because Mandami is a fuckwad. 1-2 pitch. Taylor crushes this one. Deep left field, back to the track, to the wall, and the Mets are on the board. Fourth home run of the year for Taylor, and the Mets are
And so he gets underway the deep center track near the wall, and it's out of here. Time and ahead of 0-2. And he flies one out to right field. That goes Tucker to the warning track. Back in the field. It's out of here. 1-2 Alonso. And he lifts one out to right field, chasing Rodin back to the warning track, and it's out of here! Pete Alonso goes the other way.
ball one as that one gets away from the play on Beatty. Taylor is fourth homer of the year. One pitch. Check the swing, didn't go around. 2-1. Ball three. To be fair, Sale is roughly around where you want him to be at through 4 2/3. That's fouled to the backstop, full count. They fouls that one down the left field line, down the third base line, into the seats. We'll do it again. It's pop foul. We'll do it again. That's fouled off the plate. And it's ball four. No ABS. Lindor's up next. Ground ball in the left field, base in. The Mets are starting to rally. Runners in first and second, 2 out as Lindor hits a single to left. First pitch is a ball. For those wondering after this weekend, I don't have a Met game for another 3 weeks until they play the Dodgers at City, and that's going to be a fucking nightmare. 1-0 pitch. Soto pops this one up, and the Mets screw it up again. They get 1 run back, but that's about it. 2 hits and 2 stranded again. Halfway home in Atlanta, 6-1 Braves. Why do I torture myself with this team this year? Why can't Stearns have it? Why can't Stearns have his neck in the noose to be done with that this year? Very well said, Charlie. Rest in peace. Strike 1. Hold on. One, two. Why the hell is this cunt still on the mound? Two and two. Fouled off. We'll do it again. Please get this twit off the mound when this inning's over, Green, you cunt. Fouled off down the first baseline by Olsen. We'll do it again. And the bastard's at 100 pitches. Give him the fucking hook after this at bat. Fouled off again. Popped up again, and we'll do it again. Gone swinging took you long enough. That's only strike number 4 for Mania. Okay, 3. Fuck that. Do we know? Do 1 is fouled off. 2 and 2. Full count. Gone swinging. That's K number 4. Here's Michael Harris again. Strike 1. Ball 1 on the cut. On 1 pitch. That's fouled off. We'll do it again. 1 2. So, Ruby V10 has finally been greenlit. Guess that means we're going to have to wait until around this coming spring at best, and next fall at worst for V10 to come out. Line drive, left field, Soto under it, and Mania has a clean 1-2-3 inning, but at this point, damage control, he's not going to pitch the 6th. Trust me, Aaron Green would be a brain-dead cunt if he forced him out there. Mania's night is done after 107 pitches, giving up 6 runs on 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batter. or 108 pitches. Sue me. Blow me. How long does Sale last? I give him another inning or two. I give him another inning, 2 at the most. Yes. He is. If I had to guess, the release went Chris Sale. Dimwit. Fucking troll cunt. Well, Bichette leads off and takes strike 1. That one almost hits him. 1-1. Fouled off. 1-2. Fouled off. No, it's a fair ball. Bichette was thinking about going to second. Instead, he's going to hold up at first, given the Karen went right to White. Vientos up next. That's fouled off the mask of Baldwin, 0-1. Is Festus still dump in the days? Yep. Owen pitch. Fouled to the backstop, 0-2. Man, this is taking forever. 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, low, 1-2. You would think that with a 4th of July special, well, I get more than 36 people in here. 37. 1-2 pitch. Ball 2. That should be straight. Let's see. By 0.3 of an inch, it's a ball. So that's one challenge used up by the Braves. The 2-2. Vientos cracks this one. Deep left center. Is it play up? Did he catch it? No, he did not. Home run, Mark Vientos. It's a 2-run bomb. And now the 5-run lead is cut to a 3-run lead.
And so it's underway the deep center track near the wall, and it's out of here! Tywin ahead 0-2. And he flies one out to right field. That goes Tucker to the warning track. Back in the field. It's out of here! 1-2 Alonso. And he lifts one out to right field, chasing Roden back to the warning track, and it's out of here! Pete Alonso goes the other way.
Dubon just kind of jumped the gun when he tried to make the catch, and he was a little early, and he didn't come down with it. 1-1 to Wagaman. Strike 2. Mets now down 6-3. It's now 6-3 Atlanta. Wagaman will use his timeout, and it looks like Sale is starting to gas out. I mean, given his age, I'm not that shocked. 2-2. He hasn't been able to get that slider to land tonight. 2-2 pitch from what? 2-2 pitch to Wagaman. Change up, just missed, full count. If you're Weiss, you get the bullpen up and ready. Payoff pitch to Wagaman. Up the middle, base hit. And Wagaman's on with a single. And now it seems like the Mets are getting their timing down on Chris Sale. 2 runs in this inning on a single and a 2-run bomb, and now another single. That one off the glove of Sale in the center. So what do? They're not gonna try to calm him down. Here's Francisco Alvarez, who's notorious for double play ball hits, for hitting the double plays. Alvarez uses his batter's timeout. First pitch from Sale. First pitch by Sale. Missed with the slider again. 0-1. But I would question this one. Let me see where it's at. Oh, that is so a strike. Why not challenge that one? I don't understand why some of these pitchers don't want to use the ABS challenge. I mean, I get you want to be conservative, but with those kinds of pitches, you could save that challenge. 2-0. But if you challenge that kind of pitch and you get the call overturned, you could save that challenge. I mean, use it as much as you can until you fuck it up, as far as I'm concerned. 2-0. This time on a changeup in the dirt. 2-0 pitch to Alvey. Big cut and miss. 2-1 on one low and away. That's one of Alvarez's biggest problems this year. No discipline when he's ahead in the count 2-0 or even 3-0 in a lot of situations. 2-1 pitch. This one was right over the plate on the top side with the slider. 2-2. I mean, I understand not swinging at it, but you gotta fight in some cases. Dylan Lee warming up in the bullpen. And for Atlanta, I don't know who's coming out of the New York pen. That one's fouled off. To pitch the bottom half of the 6th. You'd have to be a dumbass to keep Manaea out there with how badly he's been popped in the first spot. He got whacked around in the first 5. Bregman not a fast runner, but let's see what happens here. 2-2 pitch. And that's fouled off. And a slider hit down the left field line, but it's going to hook foul. What was that pitch? Okay, it was in the zone, so even if he let it go, he would have been called out. He would have been struck out looking. 2-2. Fouled off again, this time down the right field line with a sinker. Bench waits on deck. Taylor's in the foxhole. Pitch number 9. Foul to the backstop. Can I blame Sale for trying every trick in the book to get Alvarez? No. Two-two pitch again. Again this time. Oh, how close was? Oh, that was about an inch off on the changeup. Full count. The question is, do you send Wagaman on this next pitch? I personally say no. Payoff. That hit him? It hit him. But it would have been ball 4 anyway, so if I'm Walt Weiss, don't challenge this. Let's see, where'd this one get him if it got him? I think got him on the wrist. Back elbow. So 5 unanswered batters have reached base for New York. And I think at this point, if you're Walt Weiss, 4 actually, if you're Walt Weiss, you got to get Dylan Lee out there and you got to get him out there now. And that's what he's planning to do. He's taking the ball away from Chris Sale. 98 pitches, 5 innings, 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, in one of his worst outings in weeks. But he leaves leading with the Braves leading 6-3, but the tying run is coming to the plate in the form of Carson Bench. We'll be right back. To do some wrestling streams on the Aboriginal Network again, regardless of which company it is. I mean, sure, I know you, Lou, and Mitch have told me in the past, as in Lou's case. All right. That I could stick to WWE content. The problem is my local CW screwed me over by switching to cock dramas on Tuesday nights, and when it comes to NXT PLEs, I'm stuck with the triad. Because they were Instead of owning up the mistake, my local CW has doubled down on not putting wrestling on there, and I'm ready to strangle the head of the station. Dylan Lee takes first pitch as a strike to Carson Bench. 0-1. Bench another southpaw. Facing another southpaw. That was a four-seamer in on him. Check the swing. Didn't go around. 1-1. He didn't go around, damn it. That time he does. Oh, they are going to say strike 3. He did go around the first time. 1 out. Fuck that. Responsible for the runners on first and second. Tyrone Taylor up next. He got the Mets on the board last inning with a 2-out solo shot. And now the Mets revert back to chasing shit with runners in scoring position because they're buckling under pressure. Strike 1. That shot foul on the slider over the plate. 0-2. A little late on that. Taylor had his 4th home run. Vientos' 11th. Strike 3, as it's been nothing but sliders from this spam artist. And the Mets are about to let another golden opportunity get away from them. Oh, sure, they got 2 out of this. Now, let's see if Brett can do something against this slider spamming piece of shit. And he's just staring at it. You know he is spamming sliders. Take a fucking hack. That time a 4-seamer, he doesn't go after it. 1-1. Two and 1. And unfortunately, the bulk of the Mets' runs in this 13-game stint have been the long ball. Very little have come by just straight up contact and small ball tactics. 2 balls and 2-1 pitch. They cut a fastball and missed it. 2-2. And he chased a shitty slider in the dirt to end the inning. Mets get 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 runs on 3 hits, and again strand a runner in scoring position with a chance to tie it. 5.5 complete. 6-3 Atlanta. So now the question is, who does Andy Green go to out of the bullpen? So LeBron Cozone has gone to has signed with MLW. Remember him from his days in DPW. Was the last deadlock world champion. And it'll be Mike Yastrzemski against Austin Warren. Interesting choices by both sides. 2 balls, ball one from Warren. Why bring in Yastrzemski, though? I mean, now you got to have him in right field. That one's fouled off the backstop, and I think off Alvarez's face mask. Okay, so that means with Yastrzemski out, White's going to be with White out. Yastrzemski's going to be in right field. Well, for the rest of the game. Probably for glove purposes. I don't know. Swing and a miss by Yastrzemski. 1-2 from Warren. One of the few things David Stearns has done right is build a competent bullpen. 2-2, as that sinker goes too high up and out of the zone. Two, full count. Challenge, but I don't think this is going to matter much. Just missed. It's confirmed the ball by a couple of by about 0.4 of an inch. Here's the payoff. Walk. Atlanta has fallen off a bit in terms of their play style. Well, I mean, you can also argue that the firing of Rob Thompson has galvanized the Phillies to pull within 3 of Atlanta, but still, you get the point. Strike 1 to Joey Bart. I lose signal. And off the wall, that's going to score a run. 7-3 Atlanta. This is why you need to show discipline when a bullpen arm comes in your inning and you've got the momentum, you dimwit fuckers. Didn't miss a homer by much. And bobbled. E1. Here we go again with this shit. They're going to call it a hit. That's an E1 if you ask me. This is why we need a hangman's noose at City. We need a hangman's noose at City Field. Strike one. Strike two. Over the first. Line two. Fouled off. We'll do it again. Ground ball. Mets are willing to cough up a run. That's going to. We'll sacrifice a run for an out. I'll take it. 8-3 Atlanta. Ground out for DeBon. He'll get a run out of it. Ball one to Baldwin. Strike one to Baldwin. Ground ball. Beatty will scoop it up. 2 down. Ball one. Strike one. 0-2 pitch. Chopper over Warren's head. Bay's got to fire it fast. Got him. But not before the Braves get 2 runs on 3 hits and regain the 5-run lead. We go to the 7th, 8-3 Atlanta.
Just wanted to swing out loud and let you know that new scratch off tickets come out the first Tuesday of every month.
And J.R. Ritchie will come on now to pitch for Atlanta. Interesting choice. I mean, I get it. You'll need Dylan Lee out there for damage control. And now, as I guess, Yastrzemski will stay in right field for Atlanta. Stay in the game to play right field for Atlanta, replacing Eli White. Lindor leads off. Takes one too far inside. Ball 1. And they're saying that one got Lindor in the side. So it's a leadoff hit by pitch. Second Met to get plunked tonight. Gray's the jersey. Ball 1 to Soto. For those wondering why I got on my seat, there's a moth still in the apartment I gotta swat. 1-1 pitch. Lindor takes a 1-1, cut on a curveball and miss. 1-2 by Soto. Soto singled and he reached on an error back in the 4th. So he's gonna take his batter's time out there. Bastard. think. 1-2 pitch. Outside 2-2. Sorry about that, folks. Market's trying to bug me. 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count. Here's the question now. You're down 5 runs. Do you send Lindor on the payoff pitch or do you not? Logic would dictate that you don't. Payoff. And Soto swings and misses. Strike 3. Got one over the plate, but it was a curveball. Even if he laid off, it would have been a strikeout anyway. Here's Bichette. 1 for 3 with a single, scored on the Vientos homer. Up the slow rolling grounder, gets Lindor, and that's all they're going to be able to cut, and that's all they're going to get. So it's just a runner swap. Here's Vientos, who had the 2-run homer back last inning that got the Mets within 3, but then Warren coughed those 2 runs back up, and the Braves lead is back up to 5. Ball 1. And I'm going to be blunt. Next season, if we have a next season, keep in mind I'm more concerned about what's going to happen in December with the CBA meeting, with the collective bargaining agreement meetings between the owners and the players. If we can't get to a unanimous agreement on a decent CBA when this season's over, then 2027 is going to basically be fucked. At best, we'll get a condensed season. At worst, it's going to be a shitstorm. Jared Young will come on to replace Wagaman as DH. 1-1 pitch to Vientos. In the dirt, 2-1 on the curveball. And for those wondering, I've been going through the numbers in my head. Best case scenario, if we get a playable season next year, we're skipping spring training. Worst case, we get no season at all based on CBA arguments. 2-2. Based on what we get out of the CBA agreements, out of the CBA deal. If we even get a season to play in 2027. 2-2 pitch. Low and away, full count. How much you want to bet Vientos is going to take a hack at this and fuck up? Or he'll just stare at it, but fuck up nonetheless. Time. Vientos Bacallero. You dumbass bastard. That is a definite strike. No point in challenging it. Time to stretch. 8-3 Atlanta. God, so American. stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Six and a half innings complete, 8-3 Atlanta. Why is it every baseball game I've called so far this year is ended in home team victory and never a road one? Can someone fucking explain that to me this year? Because it's getting redundant. Ball one, as it's Warren again on the mound. Faces Matt Olson. He grounds that one to Vientos. Vientos will take it himself. One down. Ball one. One. 1 and 2. 2-2. That's fouled off. We'll do it again. Riley hits this one to center. Deep, but it's playable. Riley comes in and he'll make the catch. 2 down. Or Taylor comes in and makes the catch. 2 down. Team leaders, best records in June this year. The Marlins, 20-6, their best month in franchise history. Dodgers and Phillies were 18-9. Brewers 17-10. The Cubs were 16-10. Those were the top 5 records last month. Harris fouls that one off. Oh, 2. In the right center, base hit, so Harris gets a hit. Pop foul by Yastrzemski, 0-1. He walked his first time up last inning and was part of the reason why 2 got home for Atlanta. Through June 7th, the Braves had the best records in baseball, 45-21. Since then, they've fallen off a bit of a cliff, only winning 6 of their last 20. 0-2. Foul off, 1-2. Two and two. Full count. That's gone. Heading for the chop house. 10-3 Atlanta. Off the facing of the roof of the chop house. Braves up by a touchdown. How am I not fucking surprised by that? How am I not fucking surprised by that? And he hit him. Can we get Warren off the mound already? Andy Green, you dimwitted cunt. And this is the first time under Andy Green the Mets have given up double-digit runs. They got close against Toronto last time out. A couple of times out ago. Oh, one to Mateo. 1-1. Two and two. 1-2. Two and two. True. Full count. There's Blooper on the dugout like a dick that he is. Got him swinging, but the Mets still cough up two more. We go to the eighth. 10. Why challenge those? And I'm saying this to both sides now. If it's in the zone, don't bother challenging it. I mean, seriously, turn the Mets into a game of Clue and then basically turn Stearns into Mr. Body. And then the big question is, who killed him, where in the stadium, and with what tool? Whether it's Tana, Vinny, Frank, me. And which other two? I don't care. But I mean, bring all the weapons that are found in the board game. You know, the pistol, the noose, the dagger, the wrench, the candlestick, and the lead pipe. And whoever gets to him first, you'd be saving this team. At least that's how I'm looking at things. I don't care for Toy Story 5. I heard they're doing one more story with Bonnie, but who gives a shit for the series at this point? For me, Toy Story should have ended after Andy's story. AJ Ewing comes on the pinch hit. It was going to be Jared Young initially, but ball one. Ewing hits this one deep left field, going to the edge of the track, to the wall. Is it caught? He got it. Let's see. Did he catch it or did it hit the wall? He got it. I mean, I can't blame Ewing for being a little confused, but he does. But as he crashes into the wall, the ball is still in the glove. And is it raining in Atlanta right now? I can't see. It looks like it is raining. Yep, it's raining in Atlanta right now. Alvarez fouls that one off to the backstop, 0-1. Check the weather report for Atlanta. Let's see. Concord, Detroit, New York, Washington. DC, not the state. Popped up by Alvarez. Still in play for Olsen. He'll get 2 down. Carson Bennett just ground out twice and he struck out once. Let's see. Ball 1. At least tomorrow we get some relief. Bench hits one to right field. That's going to fall for. That's going through for a base hit. Ball 1 to Taylor. I prefer Skillet set it off. Two one. All three. Full. Ball four. '60s Batman theme. Seriously? In all honesty, runners in first and second, 2 out, down 7. I don't think that's really necessary for the Braves or for the Mets. I don't think that's necessary for the Braves or in to play that tune. Especially when you're up 7 as Atlanta. Ball 1. When Atlanta's up 7. That's ripped in the right field for a base hit. It's a line drive. The throw, Yastrzemski throws it right at the plate, so everyone's got to hold up. Hit a little softer, and yeah, maybe you get bench home on that. Let's see if Lindor can do something that's not a homer here. Lindor has been plunked and he singled twice. And it looks like it is raining out in Atlanta. That thing better have all expenses paid, because I'm not paying a cent out of that shit. If I were to win that thing. Not that I'm going to do it. First pitch to Lindor. Inside, ball 1. So it's Benj at third. Out. Taylor at second. Beatty at first. 1-0 pitch. Too far in. 2-0. Did that one hit him? It didn't hit him. You know, honestly, I would want a replay on this, but let's double check. Did this one hit him? Nope. Under normal conditions, as far as I know, that is the case. Ball 3. And if you're Walt Weiss, if a run gets caught up, regardless, you're bloating Richie's pitch count. Do you get him out of there or no? If a run gets over that plate, regardless of how it gets across. Red light for Lindor. He'll take that pitch. 3-1. So it is raining. And Lindor doesn't chase again. Full count. Come on, Frankie. Swing it, you son of a bitch. Lindor calls time. I mean, if a lightning bolt hits close to the ballpark, they're going to get everyone out of there and basically call the game. Would I blame them for doing that for safety reasons? No, I wouldn't. Payoff to Lindor. And he cuts and misses. Strike three. Mets don't do anything with the bags loaded again. You dumb pieces of dog fuck. We go to the bottom of the eighth, 10-3 Atlanta. Sheesh. In hindsight, maybe Andy Green's even worse. But again, we're a team that's being run by a bunch of narcissistic cunts this year. By brain dead and or completely narcissistic cunts this year. So am I fucking surprised how bad this team has been this year? No, I'm not. You see this fist, Stearns? This is for Pete, Nimmo, Edwin, and McNeil. If you and I ever met, I go all Billy Butcher on your ass. Joey Gerber will come on to pitch the bottom of the eighth. He'll face Dubon, Baldwin, and Albies. Only difference is I'm not going to be the one wielding a crowbar. I'm not going to have a crowbar on hand. One and 0. 1-0 pitch is low. 2-0. Two-run shot by Yastrzemski in the seventh. Ball three. Strike one. Thanks, Rhea. All four. Two and 0. I just want this season to fucking end. Can we get Gerber off the mound after Ozzy? 2-1. Three and one. Strike two. And they double that tonight. Or more than double it. Strike popped up. Lindor under it. 1 out. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to pull that off. No pitch. And another walk for Gerber. Mets Jeff Kent will be part of the 2026 Hall of Fame, as will Carlos Beltran. As will Atlanta's Andrew Jones, who will be on the call tomorrow. Ball one. No relation. Two and 0. Ripped in the right center. Right field, caught by Benj. Everyone's got to retreat. 2 down. Strike one to Riley, who is the only Brave aside from Baldwin who hasn't gone on base with a hit. Strike two.
Disappoint anyone and be here the way I promised I would be for you guys because you guys suffer from this as I do. I am here. I'm going to give you a little bit of a story about
1-2 pitch. That's hit to right field, and toward the chop house. As soon as I said what I said, I jinx it. And it's now 13-3 Atlanta. This is why this Mets team needs to be fucking blown up. Lindor, you're gone when this season's over. Bichette, Soto, Ewing, bench. Weaver, keep. And they're going to put Luis Torrens on the mound. Oh, God. This is the epitome of waving a white flag. Can this season end already for these dim-witted criminal fuckheads who are run by terrorists and political ass-kissing fuck-up suck-ups? Feel like a backache. If God is as good as he claims he is, why does he allow this kind of bullshit? How do you reconcile a good God in a world where evil and, in this case, self-indulgent incompetence run amok? Ball one on a bouncer. Ball two. And that one's gone. Cohen, if you are watching this shit, this is the point where you should have fired David Stearns. Or at the very least, stripped him of the power of the general manager. One and zero to Yastrzemski. Base hit in the right. Strike one for Joey Bart. Grounder to Lindor, and this nightmare inning's over on a force out. Braves add four more to their total. We go to the ninth. It'll be Soto, Bichette, and Vientos. Braves up 11, 14-3. This is a load of bullshit. The sooner this season ends for the Mets, the sooner we can get rid of David Stearns. And let me be honest, I know I'm being a dead horse with this, but I have openly stated I don't give a fuck what Steve Cohen said that he's going to ride this he's doubling down and riding this bullshit out with Stearns. You cannot afford to keep a narcissistic, skin flinting, penny pinching, arrogant, hypocritical little cunt like that in the GM spot. At the very least, strip him of the general manager's position and hire someone who will not be politically motivated, will not be driven by analytics, and will hire a manager who will discipline this pack of disobedient dogs. Because that's what this team has become. Nothing more than rabid, mange-infested dogs. And like dogs, they only respond to discipline. At least someone fucking agrees with me. And I gotta do this shit again tomorrow afternoon. Fouled off by Soto on 1. Oh, it's Mauricio who's pinch hitting. Seriously? Michael, do I really care? 1-1. 0-2. And he swings and fucking misses. How am I not surprised? I mean, you can ship Mauricio out for a couple of prospects. I mean, low-level prospects at the deadline. Emptying the bench. How am I not fucking shocked? Jared Young up next. Ball 1. They're leaving Richie out there. Popped up. Shallow second base side. Albies under it. 2 down. Not much in this case. Vientos lines one into center for a base hit. Not that it fucking matters at this point. Here's AJ Ewing. Barring anything crazy, which 11 runs down, not happening. But again, if the Mets had a manager who was more disciplined, who was all about discipline, instead of a bunch of wishy-washy ass-kissing people pleasers like Mendoza and yes, even Green is somewhat of a suck-up. 1-1. Two one. Two one is upstairs too high. 3-1. Fouled off, fouled into the glove, full count. That's down to their last strike. Ground ball to Ozzy. He'll scoop it up. Fire to Olsen. Braves win 14-3. Winning pitcher Chris Sale. Losing pitcher Shamanaya. J.R. Ritchie goes a 3-inning save. Goes a 6-out save to get the W. He goes 6 outs to get the W. Braves go to 52-35. Mets drop to 36-53. There is no hope for this Mets squad, and I gotta do this shit again tomorrow. Comment, like, and subscribe to the Aboriginal Sports Network, Hardcore Sports Network, even though you'll not find the game call on the ladder, and my own channel, Mets 2128. I'm done. Goodbye. Good night. Bang. Happy 4th of July, and God effing bless America.